This is Bucha, and this gives you some of the idea of the devastation here. This whole road is just strewn with burnt-out cars. When you get into town, it just gets so much worse. We've been speaking to people here, Ukrainians who are hunkered down in their buildings, hiding in their basements, as Russians were living in their buildings. Russia says the crimes that we've seen here were staged. They were not. We have seen them. And just a warning to people at home, the images you're about to see are very distressing. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressing the UN Security Council in the wake of the atrocities in Bucha. As Ukrainian forces retake ground in Ukraine, this town, just miles northwest of Kyiv, is revealing a glimpse of what will define this war. Because along with the devastation and the countless signs of Russian defeat, the bodies of civilians are being discovered, apparently executed in the streets. This victim, a grocery bag just feet from where they fell, and this man appearing to be out for a ride on his bicycle. Seemingly random acts of cruelty, hard to comprehend. Authorities say more than 300 victims have been recovered so far. We meet Nikolaya alongside his neighbors, finally getting help. He takes us to graves behind his building, where he says he buried 3 of his friends, killed by the Russians. They were looking for anyone under 50, he says. I ask how old he is. He says 53. He says they lived underground while Russian troops occupied their homes. These are tears of relief, I say. Yes, he replies. Some bodies found in mass graves, but others that suggest more than the actions of out-of-control soldiers, the targeted assassinations of Russia's opponents. And more proof, the New York Times analyzing this satellite picture dated March 19, when the Russians were in control of the city. The image showing bodies on the street. Zelensky traveling to the area on Monday. This woman thanking him for, quote, staying with his people. The pain of this town all over the Ukrainian leader's face. These are war crimes and will be recognized by the world as genocide, he said. The White House confirming Russian forces are now retreating from Kyiv to Belarus, but warning Russia is likely to deploy tens of thousands of troops to Ukraine's east. Officials in the region urging residents to evacuate, even those who don't live on the front lines.
Efforts to free the cargo ship, the Ever Forward, are taking a big step backwards. The ship has been launched in the Chesapeake Bay for nearly 1 month. It ran aground after making a wrong turn while traveling from Baltimore to Virginia. It's stuck in the mud, about 18 feet of it. One expert spoke to ABC's Kenneth Moten.
You have a ship that draws 42 feet of water. That's how much water she needs to float. And she's in about 24 feet of water, so she's well stuck in the mud.
Attempts to free the Ever Forward failed, even after crews dug out 84,000 cubic yards of mud from around the ship. So now, crews say they need to remove all those cargo containers sitting on the ship, nearly 5,000 of them, before they can try again to free the ship. The Ever Forward is reportedly the largest ship to ever get stuck in the Chesapeake Bay. And that name, Evergreen, on the side may look familiar. That's because the ship is owned by the same company as the Ever Given, which blocked the Suez Canal in Egypt for nearly 1 week last year, disrupting global trade. In this case, the company is now invoking an old maritime law, requiring people who own cargo on the ship to help pay the cost to free it.